Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Courtney and we're about to kick off this weekly reading vlog. So this is future Courtney coming in to talk to you a little bit about what you're going to see. You're about to see me deny adamantly that I am in a reading slump, and I'm pretty much fully in a reading slump. You know when you watch a movie or you're at a play or you're doing anything and all you can think about is the fact that you're doing that activity, like you're not living in the moment? That is how this week of reading went for me. And it's pretty frustrating, honestly, but that's okay. You know, sometimes that's how the cookie crumbles. But I did, just want to say hi, let you know that I'm okay, that it was just an off week of reading, and that's just the way it is. I did want to give you a heads up on some questions that I forgot to answer in the vlog. You'll get the context when you get there. But one, that pop socket is too heavy. And two, my cucumbers are extremely bitter, which is very rude. I hope you enjoy this weekly reading vlog. Just a week in my life, honestly. It's more of a vlog than a reading vlog because, I'm in my slump era. Let's get right to it. I don't want to use the word slump. I feel like that word's a little bit aggressive for how I'm feeling about reading right now, but I feel like after my fantasy week, I've just kind of been off my reading game a little bit. It seems like any book I pick up, I immediately put down because I'm spending so much of my brain power trying to figure out what's happening on page, and I'm not actually reading. I'm just thinking about what's happening in the book. It's honestly kind of bumming me out. So I figured that this week I would do a little bit of a reset and just do a bit of mood reading. I am like a mood reader by nature, but I've been enjoying making these challenge videos. It gets me out of my comfort zone as far as reading goes, but then when I get done with them, I'm kind of like, well, what do I read now? So I'm going to just give myself over to whatever my mood, whatever strikes my fancy. So right now that is 2 books. I am currently listening to Anxious People by Frederick Bachman. I'll probably talk to you guys a little bit more about that when I start reading or listening to that one again. And then I'm reading The Nanny by Lana Ferguson. I'm reading that one on my Kindle, and that one is really fun and just silly, and I think that that's just what I need right now. We're gonna do kind of a refresh, get back to my roots a little bit so that I can dive into some silly plots, and that's exactly what I'm getting with The Nanny. I did get a new pop socket. I got this like stone one at a like farmer's market fair kind of thing, but it is really thick. I don't know if you can see that. We'll see how that goes because it's heavy, it's a stone, so I might end up having to pick up a new pop socket. If I don't want to carry this around, that's going to be a problem. But I am about to go for a little bit of a lunch walk. I'll bring you guys with me as I try and finish this book. I think I have about an hour left, so I'm about to finish it up, and then we'll see what other reading I get up to this week. Got back from my little lunch walk a while ago, but you can see my cat carrier behind me. Usually I move it and then I can sit back more flush with my bookshelves, but one of my cats was in there, so I just left it, but she got out. So it doesn't matter. I didn't finish The Nanny on my walk. Definitely be finishing that tonight. This book is so silly. So it's about Cassie and Aiden. Aiden has custody of his 9-year-old daughter named Sophie. They need a nanny because Aiden is like this high-powered kind of executive level chef, and his daughter Sophie has gone through a little bit of like a tumultuous time, so she keeps running these nannies off. Enter Cassie. So Cassie steps in to be Sophie's nanny. It's like perfect timing for her too, and all is going fine until Cassie realizes that Aiden was like a subscriber and a major part of Cassie's OnlyFans account. So then you are watching these two people who are kind of like bumbling along because they're like attracted to each other, and Cassie knows that Aiden was this like guy from her OnlyFans account. I've seen a couple people actually say that they worked together or that he was her boss or something like that. No, he's just a subscriber. He's a subscriber to her OnlyFans account, and it's such like a modern take on a rom-com, and it's like, of course, like this is so silly. This is like such a good new age rom-com that's taking in like situations that could come up today and making a funny story about them. Cassie and Aiden obviously get involved eventually. There's some other stuff that's going on. I'm like right in the middle of the third act conflict right now, and I'm kind of annoyed. It's a little bit silly and a little bit frustrating to watch one of the characters just like shoot themselves in the foot. This book is like pretty spicy. The content of the scenes, they're open door, but they're not crude. Like I wouldn't give it like a 4 or 5 spice level factor. It's like pretty firmly a 3. There's a lot of scenes. This book would be a lot shorter if there weren't so many scenes of these two banging. One of them I thought was pretty notable. Like there was a big one that I thought was pretty well done. The writing is good. It's like perfectly enjoyable. It's the right tone for like a quick summer read. The characters are interesting. The best two characters are Sophie, the daughter, and Wanda, which is Cassie's mother figure, kind of. They're just really good friends. And Wanda is this like old sassy Southern woman who just does not put up with any of Cassie's anything. And then Sophie is 9 and is like such a 9-year-old girl. This author did a really good job at not making like a pretentious book kid. Now is a great time to read this book because in a couple of years it might not feel so timely. It's just like a fun nothing book, and if you're looking for a lot of smut, this is a good way to go and still get some decent plot out of it. So I'm really enjoying it. Update for the night. I think that we're actually going to head to a bookstore tonight to look for a biography. I think Tyler's looking for a specific biography that apparently this bookstore has, so we're gonna go. I don't think I'm gonna get anything, but obviously we're booking and we're vlogging here, so I'm gonna take you with me. That phrase, you don't say like I was gonna Shazam it, do you? You think? Yes. Hello, happy Tuesday. I'm grocery shopping right now. You want to see a cool magic trick? I thought that was cool. So updates, I did finish The Nanny last night by Lana Ferguson. I thought it was good. I think it's going to be about a 3.5 star or so. I wasn't a super huge fan of the third act conflict. I feel like there wasn't enough groveling to get back into the good graces. You know, things kind of wrapped up really quick, but you know, it was just like a smutty little romance. This is like smut there is. I'm having a hard time now thinking about what I'm going to pick up next physically. Yeah, so I'm listening to Anxious People by Frederick Bachman, and that book is amazing. The audiobook narrator is so good. The book is essentially about a group of people that get stuck in a hostage situation, and it has like a murder mystery feel, but not really, and it's just really fun to try and figure out what's happening as the story is unfolding. And Frederick Bachman has this really beautiful way of telling stories where he's giving you just enough information to get to the next part of the story, and so you think you're like coasting along and you're kind of putting pieces together, and then all of a sudden he'll like hit you, and it's gut-wrenching. I have been trying to put together the pieces of what's happening, and that's so hard with Frederick Bachman books because he ties strings together that you didn't expect to end up being important to one another. I will say that listening to his books makes them funnier, so I don't know if you've read any of Frederick Bachman's books, but the audiobook narrator does a really great job at making the jokes come alive as opposed to like reading it flat. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. There's just a way that he has of delivering news that just makes you really ache for the people who are involved in it. I'm enjoying that. I don't know what I'm going to pick up. I tried Terms and Conditions. I tried Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher last night. I don't know if I'm going to keep reading that. I might do something a little bit silly. I don't know. I'm really all over the place. So I'm going to keep listening to my audiobook, pick up my cottage cheese and celery, and go home. Hello. Good morning. It's Wednesday. I need to go out and check on my garden because I think that it's time to do a little bit of harvest. So I thought that it'd be fun to take you guys with me. I did start another book last night. Be Still My Heart by Sav R. Miller and Emily McIntyre. I started this, I got into it a little bit like last month or so, but I stopped reading it. I picked it up last night because I needed something like easy breezy beautiful. I did try 1,000 Doors or 10,000 Doors of January. Put that back down. I didn't keep reading Terms and Conditions. I don't know what's wrong with me. That's what's happening currently in my life. Other than that, just like a regular kind of work day. Be Still My Heart is about, it's like a romantic suspense. I got it off of a TikTok that I saw that recommended it, and it seems pretty simple, so I think I'm gonna keep reading that. Currently, someone has died. We have a male main character who's a lobster fisherman, and he seems to be a person of interest. And then we have a female detective, I think Detective Sloan is her name. His name might be Lincoln, and he doesn't like people calling him by his first name. Boo-hoo. I wasn't super into it when I picked it up the first time, which is not super surprising because I was trying to read it at 5 a.m. and that's just way too early. So maybe now I'll feel a little bit better. I'll take you guys outside to see my garden. Oh, also I made chia seed pudding. Well, it's, I wouldn't necessarily call it pudding. It's more like chia seed gel. If you like kombucha, they make like one that has chia seeds in it. This looks disconcerting. Can you see that? Can you see that texture? There's just kind of a floating orb at the top of that. Why does this happen? They make a kombucha that is full of chia seeds, and I love that like tapioca kind of texture. And trying to eat more fiber. What better way to do that than eating a ton of chia seeds? I've been mixing chia seeds with kombucha, and I think that's been working. And kombucha is like, has other probiotics, so I feel like it's good for like breaking down the external barrier on the chia seeds. That's totally made up. I'm not a doctor, don't listen to me. Give this a couple more hours probably. It's probably good to go now, but I think I can get some more absorption, make it a little bit more gelatinous. I don't really have a lot on my to-do list today, but if my hair is not washed by the time you see me next, something has gone wrong. I did get a pretty decent little haul. I got this zucchini. Nice. Growing up, my dad would grow his zucchinis huge. He still does. He grows his zucchinis huge, and my mom on the phone was like, don't grow your zucchinis that big. They're full of seeds. I like that. A little conspiracy there. I got a couple of jalapenos. I would have left these on a little bit longer to take on like almost a red color, but the plant is a little bit heavy and I don't want to stake it. And then I did get 3 cucumbers. Oh, there's a little water droplet on it. That's cute. 3 little cucumbers. I don't know if these are ready yet, but I assume they are. This is like they're supposed to be a porch variety, so we were a little bit concerned originally with the coloring, but I honestly think that I should be picking them at this size, and I just let it get too big on this one. We don't have any tomatoes yet, but I did just spend the last like 10 minutes or so chopping down, taking off some of the non-fruit bearing leaves because tomato plants get so bushy. If you grow tomatoes and you don't already know, you can chop off the leaves that don't grow any fruit, and it'll redirect all the nutrients and all the water to growing your fruit, so you get like faster developing larger fruit as opposed to waiting. If you take a look at your tomato plant, you can tell which leaves will be fruit bearing and which ones won't. The non-fruit bearing leaves are kind of like spread out and darker green and like kind of a hardier looking leaf, and the fruit bearing tomato leaves are like more delicate. They're kind of soft. You can just go in there with your gardening shears and just clip them away and then tuck all your branches back into your cage. So that's what I just did. That's why I'm so sweaty. I know that I said that my hair should be washed by now, but that was like 10 minutes ago. Sue me. I did end up going to the track to walk and read. Got a little walking and reading done. My hair is still not washed, but I was walking, so how could I be expected to wash my hair when I was walking? The AC's on. Let me turn it off. So I'm reading Be Still My Heart. You know what? It's not that bad. I think my original, ooh, nice and gooey. Good job. So the book, I was right. The book is about Lincoln and Sloan. Hey, nice. Both gender neutral names. Lincoln is the male main character and Sloan is the female main character. And Sloan is trying to figure out who murdered an elderly woman who was caught in Lincoln's lobster trap. Gooey. Delicious. And Lincoln is this like hardened sea dude who doesn't care about anybody or anything. He has trauma, but he's a jerk. And then Sloan is like kind of like a high-powered boss lady just trying to figure out who killed this woman, and Lincoln is being quite obstinate, honestly. So I'll probably keep reading this because it's quite simple, and I think that that's where my brain is at as far as capacity goes. It's not bad. I'm like 18% in. I'm gonna eat my delicious chia seed goo and go back to work. Hello, happy Friday. I did not vlog yesterday. I worked in the office all day, so I didn't really have time to update you after a long day. And what else did I do after that? Well, I went to happy hour with my coworkers. So by the time that I got home, it was like 8:30 and I was like, meh, they can wait. You won't know the difference. It's been 2 seconds for you. I did finish Anxious People today. And if you have not read a Frederick Bachman book, or if you've tried and just felt like you didn't connect to it, you should listen to Anxious People on Audible or on audiobook, wherever you can get it. It's so good. Frederick Bachman feels like such an intentional writer. He writes his books in such a way that like he'll give you a piece of information and then 200 pages later you'll figure out why you got that piece of information. It's not like he's being preachy. He's not trying to tell you anything, but he does such a good job at just being like, here is a glimpse into humanity. Anxious People is about a group of people who get caught in like a hostage situation. Flower, can we not? Hey, I need you to be over here. Thanks, buddy. I finished it at a coffee shop today while I was doing some like editing, and I just was like tearing up the whole, probably the last 40 minutes or so, a last hour, honestly. And that's just how his books are. They speak to something really human. I don't know what I'm gonna listen to next. I was thinking maybe like starting the Beartown series by Frederick Bachman. If you can hear that noise in the background, it is my dishwasher. That's life. If you guys have any good audiobook suggestions, let me know. I struggle to pick audiobooks and then I just devour them, and then I have to struggle to pick another audiobook. So as far as physical reading, where am I? I'm a little bit more than halfway through with Be Still My Heart. It's going fine. It's interesting enough. There's been some reveals that I think are interesting. I don't know. I like it. It's fine. It's going to be easy to finish. I'm going camping tomorrow with my parents, and I'll take you guys with me. You get the inside scoop on camping. And camping, there's a lot of time to read because you're doing nothing but sitting and hanging out. That's kind of my physical update right now. I hope you had a good Friday. You want to see Flowey? Aw, you chunk. Oh, what a chunky boy you are. It's nature. It's beautiful. Hello, how the heck are ya? I'm back from camping. I'm at Target. Well, I just got done shopping at Target, but I had a good time camping. I didn't film much because I was up there with my family, and I'm not trying to, like, you know, film their relaxing time. I did finish Be Still My Heart by Emily McIntyre and Savar Miller, and I didn't like that book. Wow, who could have guessed? I actually think that it's about a 2-star read for me. That's the first in a long time. I should have put that book down, and I didn't, but I learned my lesson. I think that book is for somebody. It's just not me. It's written in too modern of language, and I figured out what was going on at about the 40% mark. There's a serial killer on the loose in a small Maine town, and they bring in some outside detectives to help figure out what's going on, and I apparently could have been a small town detective because I too figured out what was going on faster than anybody else in that book. Imagine that. I don't think I'm if this is a dark romance or a dark romantic suspense, it's not my deal, dude, and that's okay. But I did want to share with you a little Ulta haul. I just came back from I'm at Target, but I did go to Ulta before because I realized when I went to wash my hair earlier this week, you guys saw that, remember? I threw away or donated or got rid of all of my curly hair products. I have really thick, coarse, wavy hair, and to be honest, I never really honed in on a curly hair routine, and I'm trying to dial that in. So I went to Ulta so that I could get some stuff to do my hair with, and I thought I'd do a little Ulta haul. First and foremost, I got one of the continuous spray bottles. These are more expensive than they should be. I maybe could have bought one on Amazon, but I didn't want to. Basically, you can spray it and it like goes for a really long time, and it's really good for curly hair because your hair needs to be really wet while you style it. I also picked up this little pattern kit. It comes with 2 gels, a styling cream, and a hydrating mist. I'm excited to give it a go, see how I like it. And I got the little travel size one, so if I like it, I can buy the bigger ones, but I'm trying not to buy full size of stuff without ever trying it. And I did get one more thing. I got this coconut enhancing smoothie. I've heard really good things about this on TikTok. TikTok also recommended me Be Still My Heart, so I don't know that I can trust the recommendations right now, but I used to have this when I was younger. Not that I knew what I was doing with my hair then. It smells so good though. So I think I'm gonna go home and try and use all this because I'm still disgusting from camping. I just wanted to I wanted to do all of my tasks before I went home for the day. I think I'm gonna go home and do my hair, and then maybe I'll see you after that to close out the vlog because I want to show you how my hair turns out. Hello. Hi. What do you think? Good morning. It is the next day. I did end up doing my hair last night. It took a while, and it was like 8 o'clock. Sorry, Figgy. It was like 8 o'clock, and I didn't want to come back up and set everything up, so I didn't. But I think it turned out really well. I used the curl enhancing smoothie from Shea Moisture, and sorry, my cat is being really cute right now. Don't touch thank you. And then I used the curl gel from Pattern, but the interesting thing is with that is that the consistency of the curl gel is more like, it's like a smoothie consistency where it's not like clear, but I think it worked pretty well. I did scrunch my hair with oil this morning to try and break that cast. This is fun, so I'm gonna see how I like this long term. I don't know if you guys were here for updates with my hair for me, but that's what you're getting. I think that I'm gonna title this video something like The Plight of Being a Mood Reader, because I really struggled this week, and I'm still kind of in it, like not feeling like I like any of the books I'm picking up. Honestly, just last night I cycled through 3 books. Oh, I did pick up an audiobook that I'm liking. I think it's called Love at First Psych. I don't remember the author, but I'll pop up a picture up on the screen. But it's an Audible exclusive, and it's like the full cast version, and it's really cute. It's only like 4.5 hours. So it has the actor from My Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, Old Greg. If you know, you know. He voices the male character, and he's my favorite character on that show. So when I saw it on Audible, I was like, sign me up. So that's really cute. If you have Audible, it's free on there, so I would recommend it. And it's just like a cutesy little love story about these 2 college classmates who are taking a psych class together where their professor is trying to prove that love at first sight exists. They're like recordings of interviewing couples talking about when they first met, and each of them is trying to like prove the other wrong about their theory about love at first sight. It's fun, it's cute, it's like nothing, it's very low stakes, which is so nice. This week, I picked up so many books. I finished The Nanny by Lana Ferguson. I did really like that book. That's the tone I want, where it's like, you meet a character and like, yes, you can tell the two characters are interested in each other, but I don't need like overt sexual descriptions early on. It's a turnoff for me. Maybe I'm a slow burn girl, but I don't think so. I don't know. Anyway, picked up like 3 or 4 books in between. You probably know better than I do at this point. And then I finished Anxious People by Frederick Bachman. I cannot recommend that book enough. It's so good. That's a 5-star read for me. What else did I read? Oh, and then I finished Be Still My Heart by Savart Miller and Emily McIntyre. I just don't think that Emily McIntyre's writing is for me. That's okay. It's not her fault. Again, with the like overt sexual nature of the writing, I don't necessarily want 2 people who just can't keep their hands off each other and then eventually they realize why. I don't like that. I'm much more of like a get to know you and like be impressed by you before I start pursuing you kind of person. I don't get that in her books. It feels very much like, well, you're hot, so obviously. And then I just cycle through a bunch of other books for the last however long trying to find something I wanted to read. But thank you so much for hanging out with me this week. This is, I don't know. I don't even know what's going on anymore. That's just the way it goes sometimes. So thank you so much for hanging out and I will see you next time. Bye.